the matter of Mr. Kambwili with regards to the forgery case. So according to Mr. Kambwili's complaint, Magistrate David Simusamba was actually approaching him so that he can bribe him to rule the case in favor of him. So Mr. Kambwili, according to Mr. Kambwili, he refused to bribe the magistrate because he wanted the wheels of justice to take its course. But in the turn of events, Magistrate David Simusamba also wrote a letter to the Chief Justice Irene Mambilima complaining of the conduct of Mr. Kambwili, accusing him of trying to bribe him with a car at that time when he did not have the car. But all these things have been happening in the background away from the court. But because of these things, Mr. Kambwili has begun a civil case, a civil matter before the Lusaka High Court against the magistrate who, according to him, was defaming his character for accusing him of trying to bribe him. So in the last court session, Mr. Kambwili made an application through his lawyer so that the magistrate can recuse himself from this particular case because he feels the magistrate cannot objectively handle this matter because of all these things going on between them. There's been bad communications according to him, and his previous lawyers who were representing him, Keith Mwemba, Gilbert Piri and Chris Mundia, actually withdraw from representing Mr. Kambwili in this particular case because of the communication between the magistrate and the three lawyers. So a new lawyer took up the matter and made an application that the magistrate recuse himself. They wanted transfer for this case to go before another court, but the state has also argued that after 2 years of handling this matter, trials, so many witnesses have come and given their testimony. Why should they just allow it for it to be transferred before? And that means that once it is transferred to another court, they have to bring those witnesses again to begin testifying before a different magistrate, which according to them will be difficult. In the first instance, they had difficulties to bring the witnesses before court, and they feel this case has dragged for so long, and it will mean they might actually take another 3 years on the same case because it has to begin again. He has to take plea for the second time and bring all those witnesses back to the court. But Mr. Kambwili's lawyers are arguing that in the interest of justice, this is an accused person that justice is not one-sided, it has to be equal. According to them, they feel that their client might not be given the best verdict considering what has been happening before between the two, the accused person and the magistrate. So there has been this communication that has been happening. So this matter is coming up for ruling. Magistrate David Simusamba will give his ruling on whether he will proceed to handle this matter or not. And after that, we'll be able to update you on what is the way forward, who is going to take up the matter next, if not, if the matter is going to continue, and how do they feel that if at all the magistrate says, I am capable of handling this matter without any feelings or emotions attached objectively, what will be the way forward? So those are the stories that are coming here from the Lusaka Magistrate Court. But in other matter, Justice Minister Given Lubinda is expected to be before the Magistrate Court. This is the matter in which he was allegedly assaulted at Kawata Market by 5 people for they occasioned him actual bodily harm. This is an incident which occurred last year in 2019 on July 12th. So this matter is coming up for continuation of trial, and the Justice Minister Given Lubinda is expected to be before court to give his testimony. But for the past 2 sessions, Mr. Lubinda was expected to be before court, but his excuse was he was very busy because of Parliament. But now that Parliament closed in the year, I think the minister does not really, at the moment, not that busy in the public eye. So we expect him to be before court. So this is an interesting case as well. People beating up the minister when he actually went to engage with marketeers at Kawata Market. So far, the witnesses that came before court have been able to identify one person who slapped the minister. But some of these things that are coming out here is so interesting that most people that have come before court were unable to identify the actual person who assaulted the minister. All they say is that they just heard when the minister was in the market, somebody slapped him and he turned red, but they were not able to identify or to see the person that actually slapped the minister. So when the minister went to the market to engage with the marketeers, according to some of the witnesses, they just saw a group of people with some that were masked that started chanting slogans in vernacular, shouting that Chilubinda Uliwawoyo in English. I think that must mean you are fake. But do participate and do communicate with us on what you think that means. But for me, I think that means you are fake. Ulichawoyo means you are fake. So that's what those men started chanting, and suddenly they attacked the minister and slapped him. So this matter is coming up before Chief Resident Magistrate Lamek Mwale, beg your pardon. Then this matter is coming up for continuation of trial, but we expect the minister to be before court. But if at all is not before the court, according to the defense, the lawyers representing the accused persons, this is the third session and Mr. Luwinda has not been before court. But if today he doesn't come before court, their request is that he be removed from the list of people that are supposed to testify in this case, because there is no way the matter keeps on dragging because of one person. So Mr. Luwinda and the arresting officer is yet to testify in this case. So we expect two people to testify in this case, and we might as well see the closure of this case to wait for the ruling from the chief resident. So in light of COVID-19, the story making headlines in most countries globally, this is what is happening here at the Lusaka Magistrate Court. There's strict security at the gate. These are people that are here to witness some of the cases that are happening here at the Magistrate Court, because this case, the Luwinda case, is quite a busy case. So many people come to be witness of this case, but because of COVID-19, the police officers are not allowing people to enter the court premises who do not really have direct business to the court's proceedings. So the issue of COVID-19 has, made a turnaround in terms of how people are now living their lives. A lot of adjustments has been made. People cannot gather more than 5 people in one place. There has to be a social distance of at least 1 meter between two people. And hygiene standards, actually, in Lusaka, have seen an improvement. People are keeping clean, keeping their surroundings clean, as well as here at the courts. There are measures that have been put in place. For example, civil proceedings have been suspended. Right now, the cases which are coming up before the court are criminal cases. Even that of Mr. Kambwili, it is a criminal case because it involves forgery, uttering, giving false information to a public officer, as well as this one, the assault case occasioning actual bodily harm. These are criminal cases that are coming up before the magistrate. However, there are those emergency cases, civil cases that people might feel like, okay, this has to be handled before court. Those are actually being allowed to take off here at the court, but there are no third parties. The only people that are allowed to be in court are reporters and the parties, the prosecution and the defense team and the magistrate. That's it. That is what is happening here. So don't come if you want to be part of a proceedings here. Obviously, you will not enter. The question being asked on the gate is, what are you here for? So if you do not have direct business with the courts, you might not be allowed to be here. This has been Roda Mvula with news on the go. I will be back to update you on what will be the outcome of some of these cases. But in case I'm not back, do catch us on Diamond News Desk at 8. Good morning.
MTN.
Hello, Pesa Nyumba? Yes, madam. My men are on the ground. Balecha nakalaka dark dream color mwale fire mixed naka sunset gold. You like it? Hi! In Kateshi. Kai Kateshi is a magical color. For you to appreciate it, if I have mommy katim like that,
I know. Me, I'm a woman of class. I love quality things. But I'm a rubbish. I'm not paying time.
Narukamba ine. Let's buy colossal quality pen. Osati mapratanga penti ya.
Sure.
Me, I'm just a painter.
Clearly, there's no paint job quite like a Colossal paint job. Choose from a variety of high-quality coats that will give you a professional finish every time.
Wow! This is exactly what I wanted!
Colossal, paint like no other.
Emmanuel Sealing is a group of companies. We are specialized in supplying and installation of PVC swimming pools. Other products are loafing sheets, floor towels, wall towels, towel fix, all angles, C-channels, liner boards, box of crates, all types of screws, kitchen unit materials, and many more. On promotion, We have towels 60 by 60, 40 by 40, 40 by 25, 3-day Rivali within Lusaka. Visit us. We are located at Interplay Shopping Complex, plot number 157/158, Freedom Way Outlet, Lusaka, Zambia. For more details, you can contact us on 0977 24 17 46 or 0764 47 73 02. You can email us at emsonda49@gmail.com. We are open Monday to Saturday from 08 hours to 17 hours.
Milk.
I'm supposed to test these 3 and I'm supposed to choose which one is better, right?
Milk is milk, I mean.
I think there's a difference.
I think E the best.
I'll go with blue.
I love this one.
This is my favorite.
It's sweet.
It's
Satisfying, I should say.
Makes my throat relax.
More richer. This is how milk is supposed to taste.
That's excellent.
I don't even know the name, but I love it.
Wow, I didn't know it.
Twin cow. No wonder.
Twin cows. Twin cows.
Wow, the packaging is so nice, eh?
Double the cows, double the taste.
Twin cows. Yummy.
Twin Cows full cream long life milk. Taste the difference.